Hello everyone and welcome to another top 5 board gaming video. We have officially respected the turkey, and that means it's time to start talking about the winter holidays, and that means some gift giving. So today's topic is all about smaller games that work really well as gifts. So typically these are going to be games that are both physically smaller as well as easier to play for family and children and all that sort of thing. One thing that I did really try to do is to pick games that are easier to get, because we have so many issues with freight shipping and getting our hands on games. It can be really tough, but hopefully you'll be able to find some of these, and more importantly, hopefully you'll find them to be useful and something that you personally would enjoy. But as always, please let me know in the comments below what you're hoping to get or what you would like to give to other people, because you know I love to hear it all. But that said, we're diving in with my number 5. At number 5, I've got Calico. This is the adorable game where you're making a quilt so that it can be really cozy for a cat to lay on. Finally, something that cats are actually supposed to be on top of. This is very similar in concept to Patchwork and things like that, where the idea is that you're actually making a quilt out of oddly shaped pieces, and it's a lot of fun for families. It's great for kids and all of that kind of thing. The only issue is that it's cats, and not everybody really likes cats. In addition, it's a new release, so it might be kind of difficult to find, but regardless, it's a ton of fun. It's absolutely adorable. Calico, my number 5. At number 4, I've got Let's Make a Bus Route. This is a really fascinating game because what you're doing is you're rolling dice and you're actually drawing a bus route through downtown Kyoto, Japan. And it's a really cool little thing where you're trying to avoid traffic jams, pick up passengers, drop them off wherever they need to be, all of that kind of stuff. Very reminiscent of Ticket to Ride and things of that nature, but having the roll and write mechanic means that you've got a lot more replayability. It's wonderful for families. It's a ton of fun, and plus in 2022 they're coming out with a new version that's going to be with New York and London as well. That said, it's lower on the list because it is a little bit bigger, so it might be a little bit tougher to say it's a small game, but you should be able to get your hands on it because it's a little bit older. Let's Make a Bus Route, my number 4. At number 3, I've got Patchwork. In this case, I've got the Americana edition, but you can get whatever edition you want. The important thing is, first off, it's easy to play, it's easy to learn, it's great for kids and families, but it's also strategic. Like I said with Calico, Calico is similar to this. The idea is that you have different shaped pieces and you're trying to get them to fit nicely in a grid. It is surprisingly deep in what you have to do, but it's also simple enough that pretty much anybody can do it. It's a wonderful 2-player game, great for date night and any of that kind of stuff, or just playing with the kids. And the best part is that you can get your hands on it relatively easily because it's an older game. So with all of that, Patchwork is my number 3. At number 2, I've got Targi. This is a game that's somewhat reminiscent of Five Tribes in that you have a grid where you're placing meeples on, and the idea is that you're going to be able to play the cards that are in your row or column eventually. So you have this kind of 2-phase idea that we see with Biblios and a few other different things. But the great thing is that, again, this is another 2-player game, very low complexity, but still enough depth and replayability that it'll keep you coming back. It's a lot of fun. It's a wonderfully well-made game, and the fact that you rearrange the cards every single time means, again, you'll have some nice replayability and strategy and all of that kind of stuff. But it's easy enough to understand that you'll be able to jump in, play really quickly, and again, you can actually get your hands on it. It is out there and relatively inexpensive. Targi, my number 2. At number 1, I've got The Crew. This is a relatively unique one because it is some of the hotness right now. This particular one is the Quest for Planet 9, but recently they just came out with the Deep Sea Adventure, Deep Sea Expedition, or something along those lines. The idea is that fundamentally The Crew is a trick-taking cooperative game where you are trying to do whatever the thing is, whether it's exploring the deep sea or the outer reaches of space. You have to communicate with your fellow players in order to make sure that you can get the most tricks as possible as a group. It is surprisingly compelling, surprisingly deep and strategic, but again, like all the other games on this list, very family friendly, very kid friendly, and also very fast to play, which is wonderful. The only major downside is that you need more people to play it, but it's not that big of a deal, and again, you can get it relatively easily. It's small enough that manufacturing has been relatively steady on it, and it is still pretty easy to get, but definitely get on it because again, we are coming up on the winter holidays, so they're going to start running out because it is a popular one, especially the new release with the Deep Sea Expedition. But either way, the crew as a collective is my number one. Well, everybody, that's going to be it for me. I hope that you enjoyed this top 5 video of my personal picks for 2021 holiday gifts that are relatively small, family friendly, and most importantly, possible to get. As we all know, COVID-19 has really taken a baseball bat to the freight shipping industry all across the world, not to mention some really dumb mistakes of trying to move a ship sideways, which I still don't understand how they even got there. But the point is that as of right now, these games are obtainable. You can get them. They are in stock, but do keep in mind that you want to get your shopping done earlier rather than later this year. So please go out and get them if you haven't already done so. And of course, if you've already done your shopping and picked other games, let me know what you all picked in the comments below, because I love to hear it all. And of course, let me know what you're hoping to get as well, because I would love to hear that as well. There's obviously lots of hotness after the relatively recent convention season and some more upcoming conventions as well. So it's all wonderful to see. And of course, I hope all of you stay safe, be well, have a wonderful holiday season. If you haven't done so already, please take a look at my social media pages where you can interact with myself and my channel in a bunch of really fun ways. But with that, thank you again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.